Welcome to my channel. This is the fabric that I am using for my frugal frock. So you may have clicked on my video for the frugal frocks. And so if you already know the details about that, then you can fast forward through this, but I do want to kind of explain what it's all about. Now, if you are new to my channel, my name is Delilah and I post sewing tutorials every Wednesday. So consider subscribing. And if you have already subscribed, then thank you for coming back. So Frugal Frocks 2021 is hosted by Frugalisama and the Yorkshire Sew Girl. So what it's all about is that you have to make a dress in the month of March with fabric that you already have using a free pattern. This is fabric that I already had, and I'm going to share with you the pattern that I used, which is free, and I'm also going to try it on for you, so don't go anywhere. So the pattern I used for this dress, see it's already made, is this is actually a caftan. And I found the pattern, well, you actually really don't need a pattern, it's so easy. So I found the pattern by searching another YouTube channel, and all you do is fold it in half and sew it down on each side. And I finished the edges using my rolled hem foot, and then I added a binding to the neck area and adjusted my stitch length to a 3. And so it's got a really nice neck area, and then you just sew down right here where the sleeve is. And so there's really no shape to it, but it drapes really nicely and it's really flattering. And so I'll go ahead and try this on for you and you can tell me what you think. Here's a few pictures of it, of me outside. And then here's a few other more close-up examples. So I originally went in 2 inches on the side, and that was still, I wanted it to have a little bit more shape. So I ended up sewing in 6 inches from the edge. And then right here, I just went from the shoulder to right here, and I sewed, that's 8 inches, from the shoulder to under the armpit. So I sewed in, I went down 8 inches, sewed in 6, and then went all the way down, but I didn't go to the very, very bottom. I left it open halfway to the bottom. And so I really need to unpick right here where it's the 2, so it'll flow a little bit more. But I love the fabric, and you can also wear it with leggings. See? And you can make it shorter into a shirt, but for the Frugal Frocks, they wanted it to be a dress. But this was really easy to put together. And then it's a rayon material. I'm trying to see if it's a little bit, so it's kind of see-through. You can't really tell right here. I just have a nude tank top on underneath. There's no enclosure because the neck is big enough to the neck binding is big enough to fit over your head, and this is just a really pretty rayon finish. And so I just really like it, and I feel like it drapes really pretty. And I've also written out all the details in the descriptions below, so you can click on all the different links if you didn't catch what I said through the video. So if you like this dress, then I've actually attached at the end of this video instructions on how to make the dress. I recorded myself, and it just gives you like a step-by-step process of how I cut it and folded it. Also, you can put in the search bar #FrugalFrocks 2021 and see everybody else that is participating, and follow me on Instagram at simplydelilah1. And also actually on Instagram is where everybody is posting their pictures of their frugal frocks with free patterns, so that you can just pick whichever one that you want. And so you can go over to Instagram and put in #FrugalFrocks 2021 and see everybody else that is participating. So if you liked this video, then give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and stick around to watch how to make this. So right here I have the fabric folded, and I'm just measuring from shoulder to shoulder. The wider you go, the longer the sleeve. So I have determined I'm going to cut mine 36.5 inches wide. Then you will make the opening for your head, and it's going to be up where the fabric is folded. And then I folded that in half so that I could determine the center. Next, I am cutting the binding for the neck hole. I don't know the exact length yet, so I'm just doing an estimate, but I'm cutting it 1.5 inches wide. So now I'm going to use my rolled hem foot, and I'm going to finish all the raw edges. And if you have never used a rolled hem foot, I strongly encourage you to get one and try it out. And I actually have a link to one in the description tab below. It will save you so much time, and I really enjoy it. And then that's what the hem looks like. Okay, I did it to the two sides. Now I'm going to do it to the bottom of the front and the back. So now I'm just clipping my band to the neck part. And since I don't have an exact measurement for it, I'm gonna tie them together at the end. So right now it's just a big long strip that I cut at 1.5 inches wide. Okay, now that I'm right here where the two ends meet, I'm just going to cut this and then sew it together, kind of like you would do on the binding of a quilt. Because I'm going to account for my 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You know, I'm the right sides together, and I'm going to put it through my machine. Okay, and so now it looks like this, and I can finish clipping it, and it fits like a glove. Okay, now everything is pinned, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that through my sewing machine now. So I've got my neckband sewed all the way around. Now I'm going to fold it over. Oh, I missed a spot right here. That's weird. Let me go ahead and sew that down again. And now I'm just going to fold it over and sew down that part. So I'm going to clip it again all the way around. Okay, so I've changed my foot. That's an edging foot that I'm going to use to sew down my neckband. I'm kind of nervous about this. I probably should have done like a neck facing, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm gonna put my stitch length to a 3, and let's just see what happens. So I tried to keep the neck as loose as I could, you know, when I was sewing it, and I did my 3 stitch length. And so I think it turned out really good so far. So now I'm just kind of ironing it. And it doesn't look like it's lifting up, it's just kind of laying there casually. Okay, now I'm back at the cutting board, and what I did is measured down 8 inches for the armholes on each side, and then I measured in 2 inches from the edge just to go down. And I'm not going to sew it all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to leave an opening. When you sew the armhole, make sure that you do a couple of back stitches. And make sure you don't let any of the weight of the dress fall on the ground, because that's going to tug at your stitches. Okay, now I'm gonna go try it on. I also want to thank Frugalist Sama and also the Yorkshire Sew Girl for putting together this Frugal Frocks 2021. It's actually been really fun, and I'm just enjoying seeing everybody else's videos, so make sure you check those out as well. So until next time, happy sewing!